All right, hey, welcome back to Car Talks. I rant, ramble, rave, and word about my thoughts on training, life, and fitness, and got into a really interesting conversation last night with my younger sister about skilled versus athletic sports, and really looking at what sports are more athletic, which are more skilled, which are kind of the combination of the two. Because it's always really interesting conversation. Skilled sports do not always require the most athleticism, okay? Baseball is a great example. That is such a highly skilled sport. Obviously, athleticism will benefit your ability to example or display your skill, but you do not have to be the most athletic individual to be a baseball player. You do have to be extremely skilled. The same could go for, golf. Golf is a great example. Then you look at other sports, right? Like, what is athleticism? What is the all-encompassing, fittest? What is the biggest display of power? And I was talking to my younger sister because really, and this is one of those things where from a skill perspective and an athletic perspective, I honestly think, the more I look at it, gymnastics and rugby, right? Because you have these high displays of skill, whether that is tactical, whether that is actual maneuverability on a bar or on the floor, a high sense of spatial awareness, high speed, and high ability of force creation and force control. So it's one of those things where looking at athleticism, right? When we look at athleticism, we're looking at the ability to react and be agile, right? To be able to change directions quickly off of reaction. We look at the ability to create force, to absorb forces, or control the forces exerted upon you. We look at tactical awareness. We look at a bunch of different things. You can have really high skilled environments, right? Like I said, baseball is one of those. There's a huge timing and sequencing skill to throwing a ball hard or fast, to be able to swing a bat hard and with accuracy. So I don't know, it's just a really interesting conversation. I'm not going to go ahead and list a bunch of sports and really kind of dive into, everything. I kind of touched on some. We have to understand that skill and athleticism aren't the same. Being more athletic will allow you to example or display a higher level of skill, but sports are all different and unique. I think it's why people are drawn to them, is that every sport has its own characteristics, has its own demands that really play into what they're good for, not what they're good for, but how they all end up, and you're being able to see what they do. So just a little thought for you today. High skill, high athleticism sports aren't the same. I don't know, it's kind of just a little ramble that's going on in my head right now. But until next time, we'll see you in the passenger seat.